Hey guys, Travis John coming at you with another Infinite Magicraid video. So we're at a point in the game now where we're on the grind. We're constantly on the grind. We are trying to determine what to do next, and it kind of dawned on me, guys. I'm at a point where I'm thinking about this equipment artifact goals, right? I'm thinking of this one. I'm thinking of Nedja. So what am I doing? What I'm doing is I'm coming over here and I'm seeing, okay, well, which one can I get further on, right? I've got Rum and I've got Nedja. If I'm going to do the event here, I can only do level 21. I can farm level 21, which gives me 4 to 6 gear. Okay. Well, what about Rum? Where am I at on Rum? Well, Rum, I'm all the way at 24%, or stage 24. So the drop rate's going to be a little bit better, which means I'm going to complete this event faster than I would the Nedja. So those kind of things pop into my mind. Like, okay, well, if we're going to be doing these types of events, what do we really need to focus on when it comes to how to maximize these types of events? So let's definitely take a step back. Let's look at what makes the most sense and how to do some math maybe to justify it on your own account on what makes the most sense moving forward and utilizing your resources. All right, so with that being said, guys, let's think about how do you properly utilize resources. So in this case, we have 4 to 6 on the stage 24. I've not studied the drop rates because I'm going to be honest with you guys. In my opinion, you don't really get the amount of gear you should for, like, the gear drop rate isn't that great, right? It's just not that good for, when I say not great, I mean for epics or legendaries for one, and for 6 stars, unless you hit stage 26. Unfortunately, I'm free to play, so I don't even know. Guys, I can't even tell you what stage 30 is. I couldn't even take a guess. And I'm not going to map it out for 24, 25 because it's just not viable, right? This doesn't make sense. Like, until you hit 26, that's when really those types of numbers come into play. So what should you be doing as a player as to figuring out what makes the most sense? Rum, I make it to stage 25. Nedja, I can make it to stage 21. It is less of the energy cost here. How important are these awakened ones? They're pretty actually important. These aren't part of forgings. These are literally part of what you need. Honestly though, Marius is the most beneficial one because you can get that speed main stat one. But either way, you gotta kind of come up with a conscious idea of what makes the most sense here when we have an equipment goals and a Nedja, because these aren't the same. These aren't one and the same. This one's gonna be farmed from Dwarven Ruins, doing like Rum, doing whatever other one, or a Afiliate, probably, honestly. Or you're gonna do challenge Nedja, which is gonna get you these rewards. Now, when you talk about rewards, you kind of got to put a point on this. So what is the price point on this? So Nedja rewards here, what are you going to be shooting for? You're going to try to shoot, obviously, for this mythic hero shard. But let's think about how much that requires. That's 10,000 points here. And let's say you get a 5-star blue, which is the most common that you're going to get. That's 50 points here. So if you pull this calculator up here, that's 10,000 points required, right? Divided by 50 points here, you're talking that's 50 runs, and then let's multiply that by 18. You're talking it's about 3,600 energy, right? 3,600 energy to do this event, and that's if you always get a 5-star. That's going to go the average, right? Because you can get 4 to 6 star, but chances are you're going to get a 5-star maybe. So that's 3,600 energy at 3 minutes, right? 3 minutes per energy, so times 3. It costs you 10,800 minutes, so to speak, to do this. The event is live for how long? How long is the event live? 4 days. So it's live for 4 days. So there is enough time to do it. But that's the kind of math that has to go into play here. So you also have to do the same type of math with the equipment artifact goals. And when you're looking at these, you need to take in inventory and note of, well, what makes the most sense? Here we got a guaranteed 4-star, 10,000 points still here, right? Equipment artifact goal, you're still looking at 5-star, right? 5-star blues, 75 points on these, right? 75 points on elites 5 stars, because that's more than likely what you're gonna get. So that makes the more sense than coming over here to do this one, because it's a little bit differently, right? Like, this is only 50 points that you get. So you get 25 points more on the equipment artifacts here, which then reduces this number, right? This number here that I've got going showed on the calculator becomes less, right? Because at this point, you get more points on what the average is for just doing dungeons. So taking those kind of things is massive. Now, with that being said, at what point do you do enhancement goals? Do you do enhancement goals just anytime? Do you just kind of go like, oh, enhancement goals, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna go ahead and push forward, I'm gonna try to get as high as I can? No, you don't. You want to kind of do some math on that as far as what energy is involved. What kind of currency does it need to actually progress this, right? So for example, the main reward that you're going to be going for is once again a 4-star egg. Like that's what you're going for. You're shooting for 1875. If you get the rune, cool. If you get the basic scroll, cool. But really where you're stopping at for this event is 1875. You want to hit that 4-star dragon egg, and that's it. So with that being said, you need to start with that as a target. So we're going to say 1875 is what we're going to be shooting for here. 1875, right? Because there is no, like, you're not getting guaranteed shard, like your mythic shard, right? And this is all gold enhancement. So then you got to look at this. Okay. So once again, we said the average that you're going to drop from gear is 5-star 5, or is 5s, right? Currently, until you hit that 4 to 6 mark. Or sorry, that 5 to 6 mark. And then that's when you start getting a little bit of a better breakdown on these types of events, right? But either way, when we're talking about the upgrade event, right? We're thinking 5 stars probably to 16. So that's 250 points. We'll say on average it's 250 a pop. Okay. We won't include this to 12 because chances are most of my gear is already to 12. So we won't include that. So we're gonna say 250 is the average here. And let's just figure it out. So it's 1875 divided by 250, right? So this means we need 7.5 pieces of gear, right? 7.5 pieces of gear leveled up to 16, and that completes this event to where we want to complete it. At which point then we can maybe get some event rankings. I don't really care so much about that, but either way, that gives us some decent return on investment. So then it's the conversation of, well, how much gold do I have? I've got 48 million gold. Well, how much gold does it take to go from 12 to 16? You know what? I don't know. I've not actually tried this. So what we're going to do here is we know we need 7.5 of them, right? We know we have 48 million coins here. I think I can see the actual amount of coins somewhere, right? Or no? It does not look like I can, which is kind of unfortunate. I really wanted to see the exact amount that we had for gold, so I can do a better record of it, but that's fine. So let's go ahead and let's find a piece of gear here that we're just going to, for science, we're going to take up to 16, right? Mainly because we also want to determine if it makes sense to do this event. So let's come up with a number here. So here's a blue, right? Here's a blue. It's not great. Let's see. Do we have another feather? Do we have currently another feather that we could maybe utilize? We don't. We don't have another feather ring. Doesn't look like anyone else has a feather ring that we can really do. So let's actually, you know what? We're going to pass on that piece of gear just for right now anyways. This one has speed. Oh, this is just tragic. We don't have, I mean, man, guys, getting gear in this game, it can be super, super rough. Here we go. Here's one. It doesn't even matter because at speed, I just want to get it up to 16 anyways, right? Because her boots, oh no, her boots, let's do her boots. But anyways, if we enhance goal here, right, that's 529K. So let's go ahead and add it up here. So let's start with this one. Because it gives you the first one. We hit enhance. So for 12, we're going to get 340. Okay, right? So 340,000. So let's enhance once. Okay. 529. So plus 529,000. Okay. So that's 869,000. Boom. Plus 850. So see how that almost doubles. So 14 to 15 basically doubles. So 850,000 right here. Boom. Right. Enhance. Okay, cool. So, and then that gives us 1.79 million from a 12 to 15. Now we're looking at 1.147K, which is basically 1.4 million, right? So almost, so the amount from 15 to 16 is half as much from 12 to 16, we'll call it, right? Massive jump. It makes me feel like we're playing Path of Exile for a second here. All right, so let's go ahead. Plus 1, 4, 1, 7, 1, 2, 3. Boom, there it is. 3.1 million gold per 16. Okay, so that's doable, right? So 3.1 million times 7.5, right? That means it's only going to cost me 23 million gold. So at this point, what this tells you, and what you guys should be aware of for yourselves, right? When you're thinking of what am I going to do for these events, is if you should go for it. I have enough gold. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go for it. As you saw there, I just did a couple of 16s that gave us a couple of the rewards, not a lot of them, but give us a few of them, right? For completing this. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to max this out to the 1875, which we said cost us 7.5. Now, The problem with these situations is you don't want to waste all of your gold, but at the same time, right now it's an abundance for me. So it made more sense for me to spend it on this type of stuff to make sure that I can then turn the investment, so to speak, or the extra gold into an investment in my account, right? That's getting those other rewards from doing these events. So you definitely want to make sure that you play these events and you decide at what point is the correct time for you to play them. I did not have to play this event. I could have passed on it and it would have been fine. However, I really wanted to play this event because of everything it has. Also, man, this would be so nice if this wasn't mastery. If this was like healing effect, it'd be GG on her. I'm just throwing that out there. But let's go ahead and let's upgrade this one because this one's all the way to 16. Boom, that gave me even more points. It gave me 300 points, right? So let's go ahead and do that one. But we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna finish this event out because it makes sense for me on my current account. If it didn't make sense to me, then I wouldn't do it, right? But it does, it makes total sense. There'd be no reason for me to not really do this. Let's go find, let's see, do we have any attack leech here? That's super broken. Ooh, this was one that could go all the way up. This is attack rate, effect hit, crit damage. We'll just take this one all the way up to 16. Double crit, ooh, beautiful. That was actually a perfect, that was a really good roll. Obviously, not the most amazing set in the world to really have, but it's still not bad at all. So let's see, what's the difference here? Crit rate, crit damage on this one. Let's go ahead and, what one is that? Crit rate, crit damage is the one that's equipped currently. Let's just get this one, let's just pop this one up here. Maybe that'll help her anyways, because we gotta do 7.5 of these. So let's go ahead and we're gonna just pick and choose. We're not gonna have the best gear, and that's okay because I have the gold to invest in anyways. Let's also see, okay, this book here, we can take this up all the way up to 16. Probably not gonna get a better one anyways, right? I doubt we get another 6-star anytime soon, or another book in general that she could use. So let's go ahead and take this all the way up. Boom, there it is. One defense, that's what a crock. What a crock. But anyways, it makes sense to do these, mainly because we're not gonna get a whole lot of replacements, right? I would like this one to be speed. It would be so nice if I could get a speed globe right now, but it's just not gonna happen. It really isn't. There's no shot that it does happen, unfortunately. Maybe some other time we'll get it. What's this here? HP, yeah, HP. Let's go ahead and let's pop this one up to 16 on here. Just give them as much HP as possible. Ooh, that gave me speed. That's a good subset to have here. This one, maybe we'll pop an HP rate. Nope, flat defense. That's okay. I'll accept that for now. Accessory, HP again. Let's go ahead and pop that up. Boom. Okay. Now let's just see where that puts us. Gold wise, I should be at like 17 mil. So we're running a little bone dry here, but I think we're almost done. The event, we are. Cool. And just like that, guys, we did, I think it was 8 or 9 total pieces of gear. And that actually got us that event. And just like that, we were done. So notice I picked and chose, right? I went off of, I had enough gold here. I completed the event completely, which is good. And now as a result, I got my rewards. I got my return on investment for the gold that I got from farming because I'm stuck in a transitional loop, right? So it's taking those types of steps in the game that makes the most sense for you to actually grow and progress your account and make sure you don't stall out your personal account, right? But that's gonna do it for this video. I hope this helped you. I basically wanted to explain to you guys what the difference is with the events, how to play them correctly, how to do a little bit of math so you know what to make the most of. I'm gonna go farm regular artifacts right now because I want to get these rewards currently. I want to try to get down to the 7,500, and it just makes more sense to do this one first and then focus on Nedja. So use those type of reasonings and those types of thought processes to allow you to really play these events and get the most rewards and most fluff for your buck, guys. All right, that's gonna do it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.